Hello viewers, welcome to our program on immigration and you. I am your immigration attorney Michael Phulwani, and once again we have with us attorney David Nachman, who's my partner now. So with this couple of very quick announcements that I want to make, and also David may have something to contribute. The H-1B visa numbers are going very fast. As of today, I believe that more than 51,000 numbers are gone, and maybe another 6,000 or 7,000 are left. Always it is psychological, it happens. As the people who are waiting to file H-1B petitions see that the numbers going very, very fast, everybody jumps in and pushes the pending H-1 cases that he needs to file. So how long it's going to last, I don't know, but I'm sure David is going to join me in telling that if you are thinking of that, if you believe that you want to get it done in time, you should act immediately. What would you say, David?
I agree, Michael. Actually, we've been getting a lot of calls recently about when we project that the H-1B cap is going to run out. And of course, everything is only a projection because we can't possibly know. However, last year, as you know, we ran out of H-1Bs. I believe it was on Christmas Day or very close to Christmas Day. It looks like the same thing is going to happen given the current usage. And as you're aware, same as we are, as you do H-1Bs, as you're coming up to that 65,000 number, of course, the government tends to be a little...
Actually, it is not 65, it's 58.
If you back out... Correct.
China.
Correct. You back out the numbers that are reserved for
So what I'm saying that 51 is already reached, another 6,000-7,000, and every lawyer, everybody, every applicant like you, one of you sitting and watching the program, and you've been thinking of doing it. No more thinking, just do it now, because you may run out of it.
That's right. The H-1Bs are likely to be resolved. And then, of course, you will not have an opportunity to use H-1Bs until April 1st, unless you're...
October 1st.
No, you can start applying April 1st
but I mean,
for the October 1st start date.
That's correct. You wait until October 1st to start.
Right, and I think it's also important to point out to our viewers that unless, of course, you're H-1B exempt and you don't have to worry about the cap, which would be academic institutions or, of course, a government research organization.
By the way, the numbers for the advanced H-1B are all gone. There were 20,000 separate numbers for people that have a master's degree. That's already gone, but those people can still apply under the regular quota of 65,000.
That's right. Individuals who have a U.S. master's degree are no longer applying in the 20,000. That cap has been reached. Right. However, as you rightfully point out, Michael, those individuals can still apply in the 65,000.
Correct.
So,
very important announcement I want to give you about the American consulate in Mumbai. Now, as you know, that for many years, the American consulate in Mumbai was located at 78 Vallabhbhai Desai Road, and many of you might have got visas from that consulate. And here is the announcement. The consulate in Mumbai is going to move from November 15th to the new location in Bandra Kurla complex. And it's going to be a much bigger building, and I'll give you details in a minute. But the present location is Bandra Kurla complex, where all the American facilities will be there, which includes, of course, the American library there, about the other departments of the Department of State, Foreign Commerce Service, Food and Drug FDA, and the Foreign Agriculture Service, etc. So this is also the Consul General's residence has also been included in this premises. Now, the good news is that the 15 to 21 dates are the ones, not a good news, but this is the news that they will not accept any application, no processing of any kind of visas from 15th to 21. But as a practical matter, I know the experience, they say up to 21. But by the time they all settle down, the computers start working, everything is, properly, it probably be even few days after the 21st. Now, the good news that I was going to tell you is that the windows right now in the Vallabhbhai Desai Road consulate, there were 13 windows where the consular officer would come in and interview, and that's why they were all rushed into, because only 13 windows and hundreds of people, 600, 800 people in the line outside. Guess what? There are going to be 44 windows in the new building, so there will be a lot more officers also, I believe, that they are going to join the consulate in Mumbai. And These services they are provide not only for visas but also for the U.S. citizenship services and all that. And they mention here, I'm reading that the new consulate has the state-of-art green technology, including high-efficiency lighting, a grey water recycling system, whatever that means, and self-contained wastewater treatment facility. So it is very, very modern, very, very technological, and very good. As I said earlier, the American Library of Congress Center, which was in Churchgate, and that's where I used to, before coming to America 40 years ago, that's where I used to go almost every evening, read the American books, the American laws, including the immigration law, and that building was closed already and will reopen in the new building. So this is a very good news. And also, if you have a lot of money, lots and lots, you may even consider buying the old building. They have put this old building on the Lincoln Center that they have, and Lincoln House, and the Washington House where the consular officers were residing nearby. Both properties they have put on sale. So if you want to buy any of those prestigious buildings right there in South Bombay, let me know and I can give you more information. How many millions you need?
Well,
billions of rupees, how many millions of dollars?
Well, Michael, I personally don't have any extra cash laying around that would allow me to make that purchase, but I think that it's nice for all our viewers to know that, because this is something that we've been hearing from our viewers, there's always complaints about how there's an increase in fees and they have to pay higher and higher fees all the time. The fees keep going up. Well, it's kind of nice to see that the government seems to be using that money to upgrade the facilities where they are taking in and giving visas. So it's very, very nice to hear that they're upgrading the number of windows, and they're using, obviously, the fees that they're collecting from the individuals for whom they're doing the visas to do the upgrade. So that's really nice to see.
And the good news is that our office in Mumbai is about 10 minutes away from the Bandra Kurla complex. So many of the people that are going to the American consulate for immigrant, non-immigrant visa, other services, it was for a few months a problem because we moved much earlier to travel between Bulawai Desai Road to Bandra Kurla complex. Now we are very, very close. If any of your friends, relatives, anybody has any problems, they can just take a scooter, run around in 10 minutes, be in our office. So which is very good. Great. And we have to see going forward, hopefully their services will be better, they'll be faster, and they'll be spend more time on interviewing people and make appropriate decisions. So it's a good news. It's a good news. Welcome to Bandra Kurla complex. Okay, let me talk about something. Then again, David is, I'm sure he's waiting to make comments on that also. Few people called me and they said there's a new law now, because when we were talking before about the EB5 category, investing $500,000 or $1 million to get a green card, some of the people said, but isn't there a new law that if I buy a home or a property for $500,000, I can get a green card? I say, that is not the case. I did my research also. There's no such law. There is only a bill introduced in the Congress by, I believe, Senator Mike Lee and our own senator in New York, Charles Schumer. They are very powerful senators, I must say that. And they've introduced the bill. First of all, it's not for a green card. This is a temporary visa, and I'll tell you in a minute. It says that the investor should put in at least $500,000 in cash. He cannot get a mortgage on those properties. Cash, all cash, and he should put at least $250,000 in a primary home where he wants to live or more, and additional at least $250,000 in an investment property which can be rented or whatever. So that is the plan. Now, why is it so? Because what Schumer and Senator Lee is saying, that if these people come to US from India, for example, and many other countries, Pakistan, Bangladesh, whoever, come and settle down here, then they are going to earn here, they are going to pay taxes here, income tax, sales tax, all taxes, which is very good. This country at this time, and this problem that we have with the economy, it's a good thing if that happens. Also, by investing money, this kind of money in housing. Remember, the properties of real estate is so bottom level, and there's so much problems on those mortgages, and they can talk about that. It's terrible, terrible situation. But if, let's say, thousands of people come here, they buy the properties and they buy for renting also, millions and billions of dollars can be invested, and that will be a boost for the housing industry. So that's another very good news. Now, this visa, as I said, not a green card, it's a temporary visa, like an e-visa, treaty trader, that's valid only for 3 years. And if a person sells that house within 3 years, then that will not be renewed. So they want an ongoing visa every 3 years, they have to renew it and show that those properties are still there. Of course, some of them may later on be able to get a green card on some other basis, but at least this is a good news, I think, very good news for many people, because people a lot of time find easy, they say, oh, investing money in another person's property project, I don't know what's going to happen, and some people had problems there also. But investing in his own home or buying a property and renting it is very easy, very simple, more comforting to most people that I talked about. Now, the rest other restrictions on these people also, that while they may get a permission to work, they will not be eligible to get Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security benefits. So they are putting in all the money, they're helping the economy, but still not getting these benefits. Question is, will a lot of people be interested? Probably yes, I would say that a lot of people, those who have money, they need the private insurance anyway. They don't depend too much on government benefits. So last word I want to say, then Levitt has to make a comment. Question is, what are the chances of this bill getting passed in the Congress? We all know that many of the bills that are introduced every week, every month, majority of them die in the Senate or House committees without even going on the floor for a vote. David, what do you say?
Well, Michael, you and I were talking about this earlier, and I think that you feel that this bill has a pretty good chance because of its bipartisanship and the support that it's received from the bipartisans. My opinion is, and we've seen it in the past, I recall when comprehensive immigration reform was previously announced and they were trying to hammer out some kind of a bill, there was a provision for what was called, I call it the R visa. The R visa is actually a religious visa, but the R is for retirement. There was a retirement provision that was placed in that bill that allowed individuals to come to the United States and to buy property and to retire here. Now, that obviously it is something that is necessary. We get calls all the time for individuals who are coming in on visitors visas, who are seeking to retire in the United States and traveling back and forth on a visitor's visa. And the thing is that they have a residence here in the United States, and then that contravenes Section 214B, which is the underlying non-immigrant intent associated with the fact that they have to maintain a residence outside the United States. So there is a problem there. So this may answer that issue of the underlying intent by permitting it for a person who has a residence in the United States. I think what they're doing is they're designing a hybrid. It's a very interesting hybrid. It's almost like we call it a mini E5 visa.
Exactly.
Because what they're doing is they're creating it, and they're saying, because the E5, we get these calls all the time. An individual calls us up and says, I just bought an apartment in northern New Jersey and I spent $500,000 and I want an E5 visa. The problem is, unfortunately, that investment has to be an active investment. And if you're living in your condominium or you're living in the home that you've spent $1 million or $500,000 on, that is not considered to be an active investment. And therefore, it doesn't work for E5 purposes. This particular visa carves out an investment of $250,000 where the individual can make that investment themselves, and then the other $250,000 can be used as a business. So,
let me say, a big difference I see. Comprehensive immigration reform was opposed very strongly by Republicans because the amnesty bill there, and the moment you talk about illegal aliens and amnesty was really something that we had a big problem. Here, this is not for illegal aliens. This is for new people that are coming here legally, investing money, putting money in, helping the economy, helping the housing market.
That's right.
And there's a good chance, therefore, Republicans will have a hard time opposing this to improve the economy of the United States at the prices of housing. with this, I think we are running out of time. But an interesting subject. We'll keep you informed as we go along. Thank you very much for watching the program. And thank you, David, very much for your nice comments. And
Thank you, Michael. Thanks.
stay tuned every Saturday and Sunday on to watch our programs. And thank you very much and goodbye.